right, so here we are at the Toronto Zoo. The pandas are leaving to head to Calgary soon, so we thought, you know, they've been here for 5 years. We all wanted to see them, didn't we? So should we go see them? Yes? Okay, let's go in. Let's go see the pandas. So it's been 5 years. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling tired.
Yes, I bet.
And I'm feeling like my stress level is about to decrease a lot after the day they leave, yeah.
Because what's the biggest stress in caring for the pandas?
You know, the pandas themselves are fantastic, and I really love working with them. You really bond with them. They've got great little quirky personalities. But it's that bamboo that's the only thing they eat, and it's just miserable stuff to work with. And I can tell you that every panda keeper around the world says the same thing. So it's not just, you know, the Toronto zookeeper saying, oh, this bamboo. You know, the problem with it coming from such a long way for us too, it's not like we can go into our backyard and cut some if we're running low. It's a very stressful situation.
Yeah,
for
and
5 years.
they eat a lot.
They eat a lot.
Let's talk about how much they eat.
Demal basically in a day is offered, this is a 24-hour period, is offered about 50 kilos of bamboo. And then mom and kids, who knew, right? These little panda cubs are just voracious little eaters. They can, depending on the type of bamboo we have, they might get up to like 120 kilos of bamboo in a 24-hour period. Yeah, they're getting about 50 kilos of bamboo just for dinner.
So you've been caring for these pandas for 5 years.
Yes.
So take us back to that moment 5 years ago when they arrived. How are you feeling? Anticipation, excitement, all of that stuff?
I think it's kind of almost like a numb memory, because I remember just thinking, oh, I hope they do okay at the Toronto Zoo, and I hope that they did okay in the long flight from China. Like, that's one of the most stressful things as a zookeeper when you are shipping animals to different areas. And also, you know, we were really hoping they were going to eat the bamboo that we were going to be giving them.
So talk to me about sort of the initial setup. Did it work well when you're looking back in retrospect? Did everything work well? What were the challenges?
He adjusted very, very easily into his new life, whereas Urshun was a little bit more she's a little more high-strung. It just took her a longer time to get used to her new area, the new keepers. We just wanted her to be happy. Mm-hmm. And it took her a while before she was happy. But then, look what happened. She's become, you know, mother of the century, so.
Mother of the century. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what kind of mom she is.
Oh, I love her. You know, it's funny because when Urshun first came and we knew that she was a special animal and she was going to be a little bit more of a challenge to work with, a lot of the people were like, oh, Urshun, but I was like, oh, no, this is going to be a great bear. You know, we had a lot of worries about when she was pregnant, what kind of mom she would be. Just really, as a first-time mom, doing the best she could, and with our help, just, you know, raise those kids as well as she could.
So, I just want to ask you about the little ones as well. What can you tell us about personality-wise?
They're very different looking. They're very different personality-wise. He's a typical little boy that's just kind of like not in a hurry. Likes to steal his mom's food after she's prepped it all. You know, he's just kind of And whereas UAUA since day one has been Miss Independence, very independent, very, you could put me back in the wild and I'll be fine. Pan would be like, I'm not going in the wild unless my mom comes with me.
Yeah. Take me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the training and the work that's gone into getting them ready to go to Calgary. Okay. What have you guys had to do?
So basically you want to do what it's crate training. So you want them to be very comfortable in the shipping container that they're going in. So they come into that, they're getting used to eating their breakfast in there, just being in a confined space for longer periods of time. We're also like moving the crate around, like we can actually do that with the training cage. It's on wheels, so we can move it around, kind of jostle it.
Will this be emotional for you?
It's going to be emotional to the extent that I've worked with these animals exclusively for 5 years, but it's not going to be emotional that I'm going to be crying. The pandas have been really hard to work with for the last 5 years. It's been a lot of hours put in, a lot of stress, a lot of physical labor, and it's time, you know, we knew when we got the pandas after 5 years they were leaving us, so you always had that in the back of your head. And of course we all bond with them, but we've bonded, and now it's time for them to go to their next adventure, which is Calgary, and we wish them well. We think they're going to do really well there.